You are now watching MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Chill! Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, one fourth of the Premier Way Podcast, and your host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV, exclusively on YouTube. Hope all is well. And on the episode, I have a special guest. She is an entrepreneur, she is an author, and she has a book called More to Life. And we got Tamika Ford in the building where we talk about her book, talk about her life journey, talk about more to life and many more. And you already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, I got my special guest. She is an entrepreneur. She is an author, and she have a book to talk about today called More to Life. We got Tamika Ford in the building. Tamika, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, and thank you for coming on the show. You know,
Well, thank you for having me.
yes, and we're gonna dive into everything today. But first thing first, I'm gonna start off with some icebreaker questions. Like, where are you from? We'll start with that.
Well, I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I was born and raised there. Full of both memories and milestones at the same time, but that's what shaped me to the person that I am today.
Okay, nice. We gonna dive more into that. We're gonna dive more into that. But how would you describe yourself with how would you describe yourself with 3 words?
In 3 words, I would say that I am an overachiever. I'm a hard worker and I'm very loving.
Mm. Yeah, those are three really good choices. I can relate to all three of those. So those are good choices. Those are good choices.
Yes, yes.
What what is one thing that bring you peace?
One thing that brings me peace is grounding myself out in the sun. So I take my shoes off, my socks off, and I just stand or sit in the grass and I just let the sun hit my skin. And that's probably one of the things that bring me
Okay, good answer. Good answer. And what is in your headphones? And what in your headphones right now? It could be a song, an album, or even a podcast. What do you listen to right now?
I'm a Survivor by Destiny's Child.
Okay. Okay. Classic.
Yeah,
Classic. Classic.
I love that. I love that.
No, okay. Good choice. That's definitely a classic. That definitely classic.
Yes,
So so
yes.
now so now let's talk about the beginning of your life. So how was you growing up?
My childhood was tough. It wasn't easy growing up with instability, trauma, and unanswered questions. But there were moments of pain that left like long-lasting scars. Throughout my whole life, it was like that. So I learned at an early age how to survive on my own and just to mentally escape from everything that's going on. So that's what shaped me to the person that I am today.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And which is the next question?
Yeah.
How all that you've been through made you the person that you are today? Good thing they lead into that.
Um, it just basically from going from a tough childhood, I basically learned throughout my life, and then it shaped me to be a stronger person. It shaped me to be a hard worker for my family and to not do what I've been through in my life. So it just basically taught me how to move forward instead of staying stagnant in the trauma. So it built me to be a stronger person for today.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. Good answer, good answer. So one thing that that you told me about that you are a nurse. So
Yes.
what made you want to get into that field, and how balancing nursing career with everything that with your multiple businesses?
I became a nurse because I genuinely wanted to help people, and I always been a caretaker, so that came to me naturally. Um, so with balancing nursing with the businesses is hard, but I do it with grace and with purpose. And so I will work 12-hour shifts and then I will come home and then I'll still have time to pour into, I would make time to pour into my passion and my project. So eventually I stepped away from nursing just because I knew I had a bigger purpose here on earth, and that's to help as many people as I can in dealing with the mental, emotional, and spiritual essence in their lives. So I knew I was put here for a bigger purpose besides nursing because I've been doing that since 2006. So,
Mm.
and then helping people is natural to me. So I'm like, what is my real purpose here on earth? So instead of just being bedside, I was like, let me get out here in the field. Let me see what I can do. So just stepping out on faith.
And shout out to you for stepping out on what you really wanted to do. Because I
Yes.
do agree, we all are here for a reason. We all have a purpose on what we really want to do. So shout out to you for that. So
Yeah.
what is one lesson that you learned from entrepreneurship that you didn't learn from nursing?
Um, I learned that you can always do more. You can always, um, with nursing, well, I guess the difference with nursing is is system based. And with entrepreneurship, it's not system based, and you can work at your own pace. You don't have rules and regulations and people telling you when to wake up and clock in. People telling
Agree.
you what's your job titles. Entrepreneurships gives you a more freedom, So that I would say would be the cross between the
And
two.
I agree, because I could also do entrepreneurship too. So I agree with that
Yeah,
100%. I agree with that
yeah,
100%. So shout out to you for that. But
yeah,
one thing that you also do, you are an author. So
yes.
what made you want to get to that? What made you want to become an author? Before we dive to
Well,
your books and everything, before we dive to your books, let's see what made you become an author.
well, I knew as a little girl, I always felt like there had to be more to life. With everything that I went through in my childhood, I was like, there has to be more to life than this. So I always had a story, but the story was more in my heart than out put out on paper. And so I was just like, you know what? I have to share my story. I have to help somebody. And I went through what I went through to help somebody else. So I was like, why don't I just put it down on paper and write a book? So that's what inspired me to be an author.
Okay, nice. And now you got this book called More to Life. So tell us the
Yeah.
idea, tell us the process of how that all came together. And tell us why you named it More to Life. Like what did person mean to you?
Well, more to life is a lot because more is my maiden name. So I used to, as a child, always think when I went through all these bad situations, I used to say, Lord, there has to be more to life than this. And so that's how I came up with the title. So I put more as my last name, Moore, too, and then I put life. I spelled life with a Y because I had a heck of a life.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, so inspirationally, I went through what I went through as a child, and I just started jotting things down in chronological order. And I was basically started with journaling. So I just started journaling throughout my adulthood. And I was like, you know what? This is a whole book right here. Let me get it down on paper. So that's what I did. But it just basically, the story just came to me. Like I said, it's been on my heart all this time. And I was just like, I got to get this story out here to help people. And that's what came over. We have those intuitions. So the intuition was like, why don't you just write a story? Why don't you just write a book? And I battled a lot with how people would feel, the negative comments. You know how people are.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
world is crazy. So I was like, you know what? I just moved on faith and I was like, I'm just gonna put it out here. And even if I sell one book, I'm gonna be satisfied.
Mm. Well, I haven't checked out the book yet, but I see you promoting it a lot, and I know it's doing
Yes.
big things. I definitely got to check it out myself. So how will I? How can I check it out, and all my audience will check out your book? Where can they get your book? More to life.
So I have the book currently. If you type in Google, More to Life by Tamika Ford, I'm on like 4 or 5 pages on Google. So I've uploaded it to every platform. Amazon being the number one. So Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Lulu, Kobo, every website that you could think of that has a book, my book is on there
Okay, nice, and keep doing big things because that is amazing, and that is amazing milestone. So keep doing big things.
currently.
But I do
Yes,
but I do got a question to ask you about more to life. Is it going to be a part
yes.
two?
Yes, I'm actually currently working on part two right now. Um, in the midst of everything else, so I just fit it in my schedule a little bit at a time. But yes, I'm definitely coming out with that. Hopefully within the next few months. It's actually going to be called More to Life 2, the next chapter. So the
Oh,
subtitle will be the next chapter because the first book goes from zero, from birth to 8 years old, and then the second
mm,
book will go from like 8 to I want to say 17 maybe. So I just do my
mm.
life in increments that way.
Oh, wow! Wow, that's dope. Wow. So basically, so good. So pretty much, gonna be many more many more books to come.
It's
Basically.
yeah, yeah. It's like a series.
Oh, that's dope. Wow,
I'm
that's
building
dope.
y'all up. I'm building
Now,
y'all up.
now I gotta get the book now. 'Cause now I gotta get the book now. That's dope. Yeah, I definitely gotta check that out and keep doing your thing. Keep doing your
Yes,
thing. So
yes. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So as an author, what have been your biggest challenges, and how do you deal with writer's block while creating this book?
Oh, I typically take a walk because I like being out in the sun. I'll typically take a walk, take a shower, eat a snack, eat some candy, do anything to take my mind off of the book at hand, and then I'll come back to it. So it's like a reset button. You find that reset button and anything that you like to do, take a trip, get away from home, get outside, play with your pets. So I deal with it that way. I do positive things in order to
Yeah,
take my mind frame from the book at hand, and then I move forward from there, and I come right back to it with fresh new ideas and new eyes. That's what they call it, like new eyes. You come back with a new eye. So
yeah. Okay, good. And also, what have been your biggest challenges as an author?
what has been my biggest challenges?
Yeah.
Currently, it would be promoting. I think promoting
Yeah.
would be the biggest challenge for me right now. It takes a lot of time to promote yourself because I haven't
Yeah.
outsourced it yet to where I'm paying somebody to do it. I haven't met anybody that I know could do it. So I'm like, promotion would be my biggest chunk right now, getting it out to the world to know that I'm an author and how my book can help other people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with that because I mean, as a podcast host, promoting my show haven't not been easy either.
Yeah,
It's always been hard, even though I've been doing it for a very long time. It's still
yes,
hard. It's still not easy to do it. So I understand completely
it's,
on like promoting your stuff, like completely.
yes, it's time consuming.
It's a job. It's a job, and if you treat your career like and you enjoy doing it, it don't feel like a
Yes,
job, but it's a job. So
right,
yeah.
right. Yes,
So I so I
yes,
completely I completely get it. I completely get
yes.
it. So what legacy do you want to leave behind for your books and your work?
The legacy I want to leave behind would be to let other people know that regardless of what you go through in life, um, you have a purpose and you can turn pain into purpose. So even as a child, and I tell everybody this, when you fall off your bike and you scrape your knee and you start bleeding, that's some form of trauma for a child riding a bike, right? So with anything that you have going on, just fall forward. Even when falling forward, you're still getting ahead and never give up. Never give up.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer. And as an author, what is one goal that you want to achieve as an author?
To touch as many people as I can with my story.
Mm.
Eventually it'll be a movie one day and
Mm.
I'm just excited for it, but I just want to let everybody know that regardless of what you go through, you can always turn pain into purpose. So that could be with anything, deaths, loss of a job, anything negative that happened in your life. You can always turn it into a positive form by helping other people with anything.
Mm.
So and you could get income off of it. You could live off of it as well. So that's what I would say.
That's a good answer. And anything possible, anything possible. So yeah,
Anything, yeah.
definitely do it. Definitely do
The sky is the limit,
that.
and it really is.
Yeah, yeah. So one thing I talk about on my show,
Yes,
I talk about many things, but one thing is very important I talk about on my show is mental health. So so why mental health is
yes.
important? What is your biggest challenge in dealing with mental health, and how
hmm
does your faith play a role in your healing journey and your success journey?
hmm So mental health is everything, and I know a lot of people that battle with mental health. It affects how you love, it affects how you work, it affects how you show up. For me, the biggest challenge with pretending I was okay when I really wasn't.
Yeah,
I used to wear a mask to work all the time to cover up the trauma that I've been through in my life. So, but healing began when I finally said, you know what, enough is enough. I need help. I don't have to get permission anymore. So, um, but mental health is definitely major. Based on my faith, just there was times when I didn't want to live anymore. There was times where I didn't feel worthy enough because of everything that I've been through in my life. And that also played with my mental too. And I just pushed forward and I was like, you know what? I know I was put here for a reason, like everybody's put here for a reason, so I have to find my purpose. And so that's mainly what I did with that. But God helped me through a lot and having faith in God and seeking Him more because we all worship somebody. It's different forms of them. So I don't ever want to be biased when it comes to that. But at the same time, that's what helped me get through my milestones when it came to mental health. So I definitely push for counseling, to have somebody to talk to have somebody to go to. It's a lot in 2025 with suicide. There's a lot of
yeah,
suicides going on,
yeah,
mainly with men because men don't have anybody to talk to most of the time. They have to wear the world on their shoulders, and it's not fair.
yeah,
So I basically push for that to have a go-to person. That'd be my number one because a lot of people don't have that.
yeah. Agree, agree. And mental health is very important because I deal with mental health
Yes,
too.
yes,
depression, anxiety. So I always like want to talk
yes,
about on my platform because it's very important. And I thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing
yes.
that. Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna switch it a little bit. So what is your dream venture?
Okay.
What is your What is your dream venture? Something that you always want to do but you never got yet to do.
Um, no. Always wanted to do what I haven't had a chance to do. Probably go to Dubai. I'm afraid to go out the country, so I would say go to Dubai. I would say that. Go ahead, take a trip to Dubai and just lay in the sun. That would be one of the things that I've always wanted to do.
That's a good answer. Cause I definitely
Yes,
I definitely would like want to travel more too. So I agree with you
yes,
100%. Yeah, that's something
yes.
I haven't done myself. So what other project that you got going on that you had not spoke about yet?
Okay, so with More to Life 2 that's coming out, I also have a journal, a reflection journal, It's called The More You Reflect, The More You Heal. So I do have that journal coming out. I'm also working on a nurse's documentation for because when we graduate nursing school, they don't teach us how to document. So I want to come out with like a little quick manual to where it helps other nurses with their documentation and how to document just in case you get pulled into court in front of the judge. I'm coming out with that. I'm coming out with a NCLEX review book to help nurses. There's a lot of nurses that fail the NCLEX exam, the state exam. So I'm coming out with a NCLEX review called No Fluff, All Facts. So I'm also working on that as well. I got my hands on a little bit of everything because I feel like in this life in 2025, we need seven residual income. And it doesn't matter
Agreed,
where
agreed.
you're getting it from, but it matters how it come in because them bills constantly coming in.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
I'm like,
agree. I
let's
agree.
get out here and let's get active. You know what I mean?
I
Let's
agree.
get
Yeah.
active. So yeah, so I'm just working on one thing at a time with that. But yeah, I definitely this book thing and just writing and helping people in any way that I can. That's really what I'm working
I 100% agree with you on that. We do need more income. I always recommend people to get seven, at least seven.
on. Yeah,
So I definitely feel like we all should get more income. I agree with that. And also, I do want to bring
yes,
you back for a future. I do want to bring you back for a future episode, so we can talk about more of the Life two when the more of Life two come out.
yes,
I got to bring you back
yes,
and many more and
yes,
many more. 'Cause I do got a lot of questions to ask you. I do got a lot of questions to ask you. So I do got a lot of
yes,
questions to ask you.
yes.
So so
I
what
would
they have
love
to
to
say?
come back.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. So what they have to say for everybody going the same route as you? As an author, as a nurse, as an entrepreneur, say something inspirational.
What I would say, which one do I want to go with? I'm trying to think. You're not what happened to you,
Hmm.
but you are what you choose to become after it. And I want to let everybody know that healing is possible and you deserve it. That's what I leave it.
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
And and before you go, I got a
Hmm.
segment game. We're gonna play a segment game called Five Random Topics. Where I ask you
Okay.
five random topics, and you pretty much give me a short response or a long response. And I will also join in on this as well. And
Okay.
some of the questions were recommended by you too, by the way. It was recommended by
Okay.
you. So are you ready? So are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, the first question I'm asking you is, what is your favorite movie?
What's my favorite movie?
Yeah, yeah.
My favorite movie would be Lion King.
Mm, classic, classic. Lion King definitely on my list as well. But I'm gonna say The Last Dragon.
The
I grew
Last
up watching that.
Dragon.
Yeah, I grew up watching
Okay.
Last Dragon. Yeah, that's a classic. Now a lot of
That
people
is
know about it.
good.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
Yeah. It was long. It was long, but
Yeah, yeah. All right, so my next one is, if
yeah.
your life was a theme song, what would that theme song be?
Theme song. It would be Make Room for You. Um, it's a gospel song. I can't think of the artist, but you can find it on YouTube though. But she talks about making room and how we
Mm.
get so busy and caught up with life and everything going on in the world. We never really have time to make room for our mate. So I would say that one. That would be my thing.
I'm not gonna lie. This one was a hard one for me. When I saw the
Uh-huh.
question, I like, well, this is a good question. 'Cause I never really thought about it. But I'm gonna say two. One is the stylistics. People make the world go around, and another one is
Uh-huh.
ain't no love in the heart of the city.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good one. Oh,
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
that's a classic.
yeah. Yeah, I
That's
listen to
a
a lot of
good
old school.
one.
I
Yeah.
listen to a lot of old school. I listen to a lot of old
Yeah,
school.
that's a good one.
All right, my third one is, what is your guilty pleasure that nobody know about?
What is my what?
Guilty pleasure that nobody knows about.
Guilty pleasure?
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
guilty
That nobody
pleasure.
knows about.
This is kind of that nobody know about. That nobody know about. My favorite place in the world is to take a bath,
Mm.
and
Okay,
only
that's a good
because I get to settle. Yeah, I get to settle my mind, body, and soul, and I get to free
mm,
myself. Everything that's been on my shoulders, I just release it in the bath, and I just relax. And I'm sitting there for hours, just soaking and getting wrinkled up, and nobody knows
mm,
that. That's my favorite place in the world.
that's good. That's good. I mean, this kind of hard. 'Cause a lot of people know about what I do, but I'm gonna say, 'cause I collect comic books. I started doing that a lot more. Yeah,
Okay, let me find out you got some hidden treasures over there.
yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I always did it as a kid, but I started doing it again as I got older. So
That's
yeah.
amazing. My son collects comic books. He
Oh,
got
that's
he
dope.
got he got some hidden gems. He got some hidden gems over here.
Nice, nice. So I got one. Okay, so my fourth one is, who is your favorite artist, a past and a present?
My favorite artist, jeez, and I'm horrible with names. I'm horrible with names. It's this guy that went viral. That's still viral, but he actually paints with his hand. I don't know if you've seen him.
Mm,
Do you know what I'm talking about? He paints with his hand. He doesn't paint with like a paintbrush or a nothing. He does it with the paint and his fingers. Do you know what I'm
mm.
talking about?
It
It's the
sounds
African
familiar.
American guy, but he's viral. Yeah, he's viral. I would say that's him right now in 2025. That is the most unique thing I've ever seen in my life. But in the past, I would say, hmm, I don't know. This is a good question. This is hard. Artist. I would say Oprah Winfrey. She has a lot of she has a lot of art potential. She has a lot of art potential, mainly with her voice and talking to people. I would say her. She motivates a lot of people.
Nice, good answer, good answer. I know for me, well, one of them's on my wall right now, Michael Jackson, of course. One of them's on
Oh
my wall,
yes,
of course. Of course,
Michael.
Michael. Yeah, of course, I say Michael.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
see, for president, I got Kendrick Lamar, of course. Kendrick Lamar is a really dope artist right now.
yes.
Killing it in the music right now. Yeah, I'm gonna say Kendrick, of course.
I
I'm gonna
would
say
say
Kendrick.
I would say in the music industry though, back in the day it would be Whitney Houston,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
of course, yeah,
currently Whitney Houston was like a masterpiece.
yeah,
She sang
yeah,
effortlessly. She
yeah,
was like the female Michael Jackson.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. I agree.
and currently I would say SZA.
Oh
I
yeah,
would say
yeah.
SZA.
I like
I
Susie. I
love
like Susie
SZA
as
right
well.
now.
I know. I do too. I do too. Man, also, I gotta
Yeah,
add I gotta add Stevie Wonder too, cause Stevie Wonder is another artist that I
you
really
know,
love, like in music. Yeah,
you know, you see Stevie Wonder when the lady they got this thing out where Stevie Wonder the lady was like kissing one kisses to Stevie Wonder and he blew on the tour. But
yeah,
everybody's like, well, technically, how did he see her do that if he's blind? And I'm like,
yeah,
people just got
yeah. I know.
they got jokes. Never mind.
Yeah.
But Stevie Wonder is yeah, he hot too.
It's definitely a legend. He a legend. He a legend. And my last question is, what is one quote that you live by every day?
One quote. Uh, basically falling forward. So even when life knocks you down, you have to fall with intention. And because even when you're falling, you're still moving ahead and you're not giving up. So that would be one of my quotes.
Good, good. That's a good one. I know for me, I always say never give up. And if you love
Hmm.
something that you really want to do, go out there and do it. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
always say that a lot. I always say that a lot of my quotes of the day. So yeah, that's my quote that I just live by. And Miss
Yes.
Tamika and Tamika, thank you for coming on the show. It was really fun having you on the show. And thank you for sharing your story,
Thank you.
sharing
Thank
everything.
you.
And thank you for a
Thank
good conversation.
you.
And I'm definitely gonna bring you back for a future episode of Mr. Gentleman Like
Yeah.
That podcast. Definitely, yeah. What you have?
Yeah.
What you have that more to like two? I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back.
Yes, I can't wait. Yes, I cannot wait. Thank you so much for having me here. It was a
Yes.
blessing. And everybody stay positive and living your best life. No permission needed. I just made a magazine. No permission needed. You
Oh,
don't need it.
nice. Nice.
So
And of course, and before you go, drop your social media where everybody can reach you and drop where they can get your book. This is your time.
okay, so you can get my book on Amazon. Amazon is like the number one platform right now. It's in Google Play. I haven't made Apple yet, but like I said, Google my name, Google the title of the book, and Mortal Life, Moore, 2TO, and then Life, Lyfe, by Tamika Ford. You can get the book anywhere you want. It's paperback, hardback. You can get the ebook. It just dropped. The audiobook just dropped for those that work and that want to just walk and listen. The audiobook just dropped last week. My social media, I'm on TikTok. It's called Mortal Life. Instagram is called Mortal Life Zero. And then on social media, on Facebook, I'm under Tamika Ford, and you spell it TAMIKAFORD. I'm also on Threads under Mortal Life as well. So anything that you look up, Goodreads, Barnes and Nobles, I mean, all the big platforms, I'm there as well. So thank you.
All right. There you go. And thank you again for coming to the show, and we'll be right back.
Yes, thank you.
I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into this latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Pocket TV. Thank you to my special guest, Tamika Ford, for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing your story, talking about your books, and many more. It was a really amazing conversation, and thank you for coming on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you want to check out the YouTube version of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, subscribe to my channel, Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Or you can listen to us on the audio version on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pods, and many more. You can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursdays for a spin-off series Thursdays. And add me on social media, Ken underscore Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, Ken underscore Mr. MR Gentleman, GentleMan. Thank you for checking out this latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Pocket TV. Have a good day or night, wherever you're watching this episode. You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Chill!